Derek Wilson here with Variom Racing, catching up with Matt Lindle coming off his return to his throne as the OMA National Champion in 2015, taking to the 2016 in Sedalia, Missouri, round one. Matt went out and had a phenomenal performance. Everything has come together. Matt, tell us how you feel. It's 2 days after.
Yep, feel good. Back to work and happy. Finally got a ride in that I'm pleased with. I haven't had one of those since I think round one of the GNCC.
Yeah, that is a change. Every time we talk or catch up and everybody catches up with you, been a little bit of disappointment this year on both Independent Cycles quad and your quad. Everything seemed to come together. Now tell everybody what quad you were on and what made the difference.
Ran Independent Cycles quad. It worked flawlessly. Handled great. Track was definitely one of the more technical tracks that I've been on around here in the series. It was a lot of tight woods, some hills, and lots of rocks and valleys and stuff, and got pretty rough towards the end and some creeks and stuff. I mean, it was definitely a technical track, and the quad held together and it handled great.
So I had the pleasure of catching up with you shortly after the race. I thought it was pretty cool. We even talked earlier today about your rear tire issue. Tell everybody how that all went down, because I thought it was kind of cool. You told me when they both went, it got easier. So explain that to us.
Yeah, like I said, it was a real rocky event down there in Missouri. They got plenty of rocks around and sharp ones. So I cut both rear tires, just cut the sidewall. I mean, it's typical with real rocky tracks like that. And so I had the right rear first, and then it went to both rears went flat. And when it was just the right rear, that was a little bit difficult. I had a handful there because I just like to pull the right a lot. But once the other one went down, I think I got faster because then I was able to at least stay straight. They were both equal, so it felt the same going both directions.
So two flat tires, so maybe two wrongs do make a right. Flat tires. Yeah. So you said you were swapping position for a while there. I think you even mentioned to me maybe the top five guys at one point in time had all taken the lead. What did that feel like, and who are you rubbing wheels with at that point in time?
Yeah, it was awesome racing early. Who would have been Chance that got the whole shot and was leading for a little while. I wasn't up there at that point. I was back a little ways, but then he had a problem on lap one, so he fell back pretty quick. He had foot peg break off. But
I know that feels.
Yeah, me and you both. Tucker was up front, Riley, Brian Halsey, and Shay. And myself, we all got together there for the most part. The first lap 2, 3, 4, all in there somewhere, we were running together, and just swapping back and forth. Somebody'd make a mistake, so you'd get around them, and same thing had happened to you. And like I said, it was a technical track, so there were plenty of mistakes made by everybody. It was just when you're going that fast. But we all just swapped back and forth a lot, had a lot of good racing early. Then Tucker had a mechanical issue that knocked him back, which was unfortunate. We got actually tangled up together. We were racing each other hard first and second, and then his chain popped up, and I ended up tapping into the back of him, and he jumped off and pushed me backwards and told me to get going. So I took off, and I think Shay and Brian had gotten around it while that happened. So then I had to reel those guys back in and try and make a move on them. And so it was fun racing.
About what point in the time in the race did you check out?
I would have to say I don't know exactly what time. Their electronic scoring was not up and working this weekend, so it was all manually done, so I didn't have the board. But it was somewhere around my pit. Shortly thereafter, I think I got the lead. I caught up to Shay, and he made a mistake, and so I got around him, and then I just kept pushing and never looked back. And then when I crossed the finish line, I had a pretty decent lead, I guess. I just I wasn't really too concerned about it. I was riding my own race out front, just hoping that it all held together and that I was able to keep putting in good laps. I didn't know if or who was coming behind me. I wasn't too concerned. I was just going to keep putting in the best laps I could.
Young guy that follows Variom out of Eldridge, Iowa, named Sheldon Phipps, I believe is his name, has got the opportunity to go ride with Kyle this weekend. And him and I were talking, and I used one of your lines that you said to our youth racers last year, which was, at these speeds, you're going to make mistakes. And it's a matter of the little mistake and not making the big mistake. I mean, does that sound like you rode really well this weekend? And, you know, you told me you were bouncing off some trees, so would you consider those the little mistakes but avoiding the big ones?
Yeah, they were little mistakes and happens. I mean, I didn't tag any trees hard or anything, but I did bounce off of a couple. And like I said, you're bouncing off of stuff all race long when you're running the speeds like we are, all of us guys. I mean, I think they'd be lying to you if somebody told you that they didn't bounce off at least something there. I mean, it was just a really tight technical track and plenty of rocks and stuff to try and avoid and not get tangled up with. And so yeah, it was just keeping your mistakes to a minimum, because like I said before, and like you just said, you are going to make a mistake in a race. It's a 2-hour event with a lot of unpredictability, and so something's bound to happen sooner or later. You just don't want it to be anything major.
So coming off OMA win in somewhat dominating fashion, you're also going to be the returning Iowa Series champion. We got lots going on this coming weekend because there's a GNCC run on Saturday, right?
Yes, it does.
What's that?
Yeah, Saturday is GNCC, and then Sunday is Iowa. The GNCC for me is up in the air right at the moment. I'm in the works, talking to independent cycles and stuff, and what we're going to do on that one. I should have all that finalized tonight.
And then Sunday brings up the first series of the IATV, the Iowa Series, which you're the returning champion. And I know you love those guys and love that series, and great competition out there, some of the greatest competition in the nation next to the GNCC. So how do you feel? What bike are you taking? What's shaking down for the weekend?
It's actually all kind of up in the air right now. I do believe the Iowa I'll be on my own. The GNCC, I'm not 100% sure at the moment what's going on there, but I am talking with Sam and Huff and Tucker about traveling with them to the GNCC and then making the turnaround to drive all night and make it to the Iowa. I do want to make the Iowa no matter what. So I will be getting there, and I think that one will be on my own quad.
That is some serious commitment and obviously passion and love for the sport. I think that's a good lesson for everybody out there. If you want to get to the top, you want to stay at the top, that's what you've got to do, and you've got to commit to that. You agree?
Yeah, it's a big commitment and a lot of work this year for me, and for Tucker and Huff it's a lot of races for us all, the GNCC in Iowa or anything that we're all running. I don't think Sam's going to run the OMA, but I think Tucker's going to run at least most of them, and so it's a lot of races, a lot of traveling, a lot of time, a lot of money, but when you love it as much as we do, I guess it's not really a big deal.
As you know, the Variom will be in full force to Iowa Series. Jamie Weckel will be running. Adam Weckel will be there supporting. Kobe Neer, Cooper Hooks, and Mike Stockfleet. So always got that crew up there. That'll be fun. That whole series will be fun all year, and Jamie Weckel's going to make a run for the 40-plus championship. And our youth riders, I really think we're going to be at the top of the podium in the youth riders. We have potential to be on the podium in every single class we're running. And, you get a lot of credit for that, Matt. You're a leader on this team. Outside the Iowa Series, I spent the weekend with Miranda doing the Monster Jam thing. Did you get to see those videos? Did you get to see her stoppie, Matt?
I have not got to watch the videos yet. I've been pretty busy with work. I'm going to get caught up on those hopefully when it's going to rain here later on this evening.
For yourself and everybody else, listen, make sure you stroll down on Variom because Miranda put that truck on the front wheels and held it there. Next time, I bet she'll have the presence to put it in reverse, and walk it backwards. That was really cool. A great show from Miranda. Great way to end her beginning of 2016. We're not sure what the future holds for Monster Jam. We know she'll be in Monster Jam. We're just not sure when the next show is. But on to drag racing. or possibly even dirt tracking is what she's talking about because she's a driver. But the near future, Matt, you got to get through this week and then ship out. For you, those of you who don't know that, Matt, if I'm wrong here, you're a custom farmer.
Yep, we Dad and I personally farm, and then we do a lot of custom farming, and that's what I'm doing as we speak, planting corn for the neighbor. Priorities, right? Yep, it's all night, every night until it rains. As always, there's always a group of people out there helping the most successful be successful and helping those who want to be successful help. Who are your people, Matt? Family first. They help me out a lot, and my mom, sister, dad, Kayla, they've all done a lot for me already in this year, and it's very early still. You guys at Variom itself, Bart at Shockworks, helping me out a ton. I'm really excited to get the new front end on my quad and try it out. And that's right. That's something we didn't mention. You got some new firepower coming to the Iowa Series potentially. Is that right? Yep. That hopefully we'll see if we get all the parts in that are ordered. See if we'll get it on in time or not. If not, it should be ready for the next round in Mount Pleasant. But hoping if they come in, we'll have them for the weekend. But so everybody out there at the Iowa Series, or if not the Iowa Series, the next race, be prepared for Matt for his new firepower. It may take some time to work the bugs out, but should be a huge improvement to your program. That's pretty exciting to be on some cool stuff. Bart Thomas, I want to go ahead and consider him the suspension science. Would you agree with that? Yeah, he's been great with helping me out and just getting me some more knowledge on it and understanding of it all, because I think it's a big part of everything, of the racing thing, and I'm not real smart or in depth with it yet, so he's been helping me out a lot, and I appreciate it. In conversation of products, that truck, from what you told me, or that track in Missouri was rough, rocks and whatnot, and you had yourself some RJR equipment getting you through that. Is that right? Oh yeah, RJR frame on that quad, RJR bumper, RJR skid plate, all held up to the brutal rocks and beating and everything like that, and they make some quality stuff there down in Arkansas. Appreciate those guys helping me out, and Sunstar sprockets, DP brakes, IMS tanks, GBC tires, Goldspeed wheels, who else? MSR gear, 100%, EVS, Vanilla Gorilla, skid plate on the main frame, held up great to all those rocks too. Everybody that helps me out, Gland Innovations, they've done a lot for me this year and a lot for the independent cycles crew. Thank them. One of the greatest parts of what I do is being able to talk to you after the race. And I typically get the story. It may not be first, but I get it pretty quickly, and it just gives me goosebumps. When you're telling me about swapping spots with 5 guys and close racing, this happens, that happens, and that's really, really cool. And I hope that our listeners out there are getting that feeling as you're listening too. Congratulations, Matt. Maybe the very, very beginning of the year started not as you wished, but I think you're into something here, and you have the Variom boys out there supporting you, and it's go fast season, man. It's time to get it. Yep, I'm excited. It's like I said, it's a little tough at the beginning, but it's still really early, so I'm looking forward to the rest of the year. Got a lot of races left to go. Good. I want to make sure we mention one of our partners who's been with us for a long time, Tri-State Truck and Equipment out of Dubuque, Iowa. Got a lot of good stuff. Make sure you check them out. And I want to mention that, we are headed out, hitting the streets, hitting the phones, contacting all of you, because we want to partner with the companies out there that want to be partnered with a championship team. We didn't start a team and then go looking for partners. I'm sorry, we didn't look for partners, then started a team. We started a team, became successful. Now we're looking for partners. We have proven it. And Matt, you just keep taking us to the next level. So I appreciate it. Thanks for being a leader. Get your work done. Go racing. Yep. Thank you. Thanks for all the help. And we will catch up with you soon, Matt.